Hello, I'm Shihab Ratansi in Washington. Here are the main stories brought to you by Al Jazeera. The Yemeni government has dismissed an offer from Iran to help, quote, restore security to the country after years of fighting Houthi rebels in the north. Instead, it maintains the conflict is an internal matter and should thus be handled only by the Yemeni government. Despite that, Saudi forces are being allowed to keep up their attacks on rebel positions. Hashem El-Bara has more on Riyadh's involvement.
Saudi Arabia has had border issues with Yemen in the past, issues which were solved in 2000 border agreement, and Saudis are sensing that the Houthis are trying to redefine the whole border issue, particularly the symbolic Jabal al-Dukhan, or the Mount of Smoke. That's why the Saudis are saying this time, if we are to interfere, we're not going to stop pounding areas until the Houthis are pushed back to a buffer zone.
A German man has been sentenced to life in prison for killing a pregnant Muslim woman in a frenzied courtroom attack. Egyptian-born Marwa El-Shabini was stabbed more than a dozen times as she testified against the same man in a defamation case. The killer denied the attack was premeditated or racially motivated. The US president has held yet another meeting, his 8th, with his top advisors as he tries to reach a decision over troop numbers in Afghanistan. It's been 3 months since the senior US commander in Afghanistan is reported to have requested thousands of additional troops. It's been confirmed Barack Obama has honed his choice down to 4 options. A top US envoy has said he's optimistic over efforts to revive a pact aimed at ending the political crisis in Honduras. Deputy Assistant Secretary of State Craig Kelly has held separate talks with the country's de facto leader, Roberto Micheletti, and the ousted president, Manuel Zelaya. The political rivals are at odds over how to implement a US-brokered power-sharing deal. Brazil's president has been deflecting criticism that the government has underinvested in the electric grid, and that's to blame for the country's worst power cut in a decade. The blackout affected tens of millions, including those living in Rio de Janeiro and Sao Paulo. The cause of the outage is still uncertain. And those are the top stories. You can always keep up to date with the news on our website, aljazeera.net/English.